Hey everybody, Tim Norris here, aka Grey Elephant.
I'm Carmen Norris.
And welcome to a live play by Grey Elephant Gaming. What are we playing today?
Today we're playing Marco.
Polo!
Marco!
Bye! Polo! It's like, but it's not the pool game. This is not the pool game.
It's not the pool game. But the pool game is good for filling people up, by accident. That's why, I think that's why we always played it, as teenagers. That's the whole reason, right?
I don't know. My wife, I've been married to this woman 20 years, and I didn't know that.
That is the whole purpose of the game. That's the sole purpose.
I did not know that. Obviously, I have been playing Marco Polo wrong this is my entire life.
Wow, you missed out.
But of course, like I said, this is not the pool game that we're about to play either. This is the Voyages of Marco Polo, an actual historical figure. And
yeah, he was a real person. Did you know that?
Maybe he went around on his journeys to Beijing filling people up, is what you're saying.
It's Marco!
Oh my God, it's Marco! Everybody run! So we're gonna play this game out, because we're obviously we're gonna segue this thing back. We're gonna play it out in real time on camera. Carmen will be playing as one of the characters. I'll be playing as another. And at the end of the video is when we will be giving you our
thoughts of what we think of the game.
Yeah, that's my famous thoughts of what we think of the game. Alright, let's get this game rolling. Alright, so we got the game all set up here. Both of us are starting up here in, what is it, Venezia? Venezia?
Well, actually, I won't be starting there because of my character.
Oh, yes, she has a special character.
Yes.
And that's what I was going to get to here in a second, is that both of us are a specific character, and there's a whole stack of characters here, and they all have different types of powers that they'll let you exhibit. Now, typically you'll be starting up here in Venezia, but Carmen's ability lets her
start in Beijing.
Yes, and you get to place a house.
I do.
This will all make sense as you go and take that back. This will all make sense as we start playing this game out. So the purpose of this game is that you're going to be traveling around. If you know about Marco Polo, it was his journeys from Venezia to Beijing. And so we're going to be going around to these various areas, visiting them, dropping our little houses, and we're going to get benefits from each one of these locations. This whole area is the market. This is how we're going to get goods. We'll explain how that works as we're playing the game. No sense in doing it now. We could get money from placing here, money from placing here. We get goods and camels from here. And here's how we're going to get contracts. Contracts, we each start with one at the beginning of the game. They're denoted by these blue backs. All the other contracts have red backs, and they'll be placed out new ones each round. Sounds like you got something you want to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to look at my back. See?
Okay.
Blue too.
Yes, they are all blue. Now, the other thing we're both given are these little, if you ever play Ticket to Ride, you'd be very familiar. These are like destination tickets. And what it is it's connecting two locations together, and it's saying, hey, if you travel to both these locations, you're going to get X amount of victory points. But no matter what, you'll always get like X amount of victory points as long as you travel to a couple of them. Both of them have 2 destinations each. If you travel to all 4 destinations, you're going to get 10 points plus the bonus points that are listed on each one of the cards. If you travel to one of these locations here that have like the hump on it, you will get that benefit of that one time. So the first player there gets that. These will be each at the beginning of the round, you'll get those benefits. So, like I said, all this will kind of come together and make sense. There's free actions you could take and such like that. What we got to do is we have to have a roll-off and see who's first player. Oops, I guess I rolled a 5, and if that would have been anything less, I'd have said no. So now what we do is we both roll our dice at the beginning of the round, and we just place them up here. Now, if you ever roll less than 15, you will get compensated either in camels or money. Now, because Carmen is second player, you should have gotten, you should have 8 money, correct?
Oh, I have an extra money.
Yeah. It's because that's called cheating. All right, so I am first player, and let's get this party started. All right, so right off the bat, what I'm going to do is select one of my dice, and I'm going to take an action with it. I'm going to head to the market, and I'm going to place it right here, and then I'm going to go down the row and up and see where the 6 connects. That means I get 6 camels. So I'm going to go to supply, and I'm going to get me 6 camels, and I will put them on my player board. Now, what I can do if I wanted to is, as a free action, is I could turn in camels, and I could get a black die. See right here, down at the bottom, turn in 3 camels, get a black die. I might do that, to be honest with you. So I will turn in 3 camels, and I will get a black die. And what I do when I get a black die is I roll it immediately, and then I add it to my dice that are already up here at the top of my player board. And that would be it for my turn, and then it goes to Carmen.
All right. I rolled 3 6s. This is highly unusual. I should take advantage of that, definitely. So if you look at where the marketplace, the only way to get the things in this column is if the lowest dice that you place is a 6.
Yeah.
And if you look over here, this was going to require 2, and this is going to require 3 dice. So I think I'm going to put them up here because I have 3. I mean, why not, right?
One thing to know is that you don't have to have all 3 dice be the same exact value. But if she was to place, say, a 6, and a 2, then all she would get is the benefit of the 2.
Then all I would get is the lowest one, exactly.
So that means that you would get either, she can take the 6 value, or she wanted to, she could even do like the 5, which allows her to get 3 gold and a free movement.
I mean, if I really needed camels, I could get that. You can get any lower.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with 5 and take 3 gold and 1 movement. Yeah. So if you could move my guy right there down to that.
Okay, so you're going to go to Cyan. Okay, so let's go to your player board and show what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So because she moved to a new location, she's going to remove one of her houses, and then she's going to place it into Cyan. Plus, she's going to get this immediate benefit, which is, this is saying you get to take any one of the blue city actions. So if we look around the board, this one here would give her 3 victory points. This one up here would give her 2 resources of her choice. This one gives her 5 coins, 3 camels, 1 camel, 3 coins. That's a tough choice.
Oh, that's not a blue one. I see. I think I'm going to end up needing camels. I mean, I've only got 2, right?
Yeah,
so
you can take 3 more.
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, because I've got actions I can take, I suppose.
Now, at the beginning of each round, she's going to be able to take advantage of this as well. So at the beginning of each round, this comes into effect. So she's always going to have this for the rest of the game, which is pretty cool.
Well, I need to get my gold.
And then let me explain my character now.
Okay.
Now, my character says that anytime she goes to the market, I get 1 type of that exact same resource. So she got gold, I'm going to get a gold. Anytime she goes to this location here, if you follow right here, and uses this, then I'm going to get a camel. Anytime she goes here, I'm going to get 2 coins. It's a pretty powerful character, to be honest with you. All right, so I'm thinking what I might do is, I'm thinking I'm just going to take a 5er, and I'm going to place it on the pepper bags right here. And then we follow it over. That's going to give me 3 bags of pepper and 2 coins. I'm going to leave the 3 bags of pepper in for the moment. I will take the 2 coins because I'm just going to use those bags of pepper to fulfill my contract right here. And what that's saying is spend 1 camel and 3 bags of pepper. And I'm going to be able to move once and get 1 victory point. So if you would, please move me up 1 victory point. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And I also get, 1 free movement point. But let me make sure I spend my 1 camel before I forget. All right. So I am going to be allowed to move 1 spot. I could travel all the way down here to Alexandria if I wanted to. And if I do, I'm the first person there, which means I do get that 2 camels. Or I could start making my way over this direction. And I like this one an awful lot. And the reason being is because if you're the first person there, you get 3 camels. But this is saying every time you spend 2 camels, you get to move your guy. You will have to put a die there to, as an action. But still, that's extremely powerful in a game like this where movement is very hard to come by. So I think I will move this direction. So if you could move my guy, he'll stop at the oasis for the 1 spot right there.
Okay, well, here's the thing. My guy kind of gives... The whole benefit was that he starts in Beijing, which is going to help me reach the destinations here on my cards. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and travel. I only have 2 dice left, and I'm going to have to use them for that. So here we go. You're going to go over here in the travel spot.
Always have to place 2 dice here, and then you can travel whatever the lowest value is. So in this case, that would be the 2. The 2 is saying you have to pay 7 money, and you get to move 2 spaces. So as long as she's got 7 money, she spends that.
I have 7 money, but that's like all my money, dude.
And then she can move 2 spaces. So she's right here. So if she wanted to, she can move back to Beijing, down this way or that way, or she can start traveling down to the Coochie down here.
Oh, there's 2 different ways to get to that place. Look at that. My do I have enough camels for that?
You need 4 camels, and you do have
4
them on your player
camels.
board.
I will do that.
Okay, so this would be 1 and then 2. So that would mean 4 camels you got to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay.
I feel bad for the camels. I feel bad spending them. Why is that? I don't know.
You're riding them there, and then you get them water, and they get treats.
It's like they're exhausted, and that's why I'm turning them in.
And now we take your little house, and we're going to put it here.
Yeah.
And you're immediately going to get 3 victory points. So
yes.
Go ahead and move your guy
That
up.
is why I wanted to go there.
Yeah, on each round, at the beginning of each round, you're going to get 3 victory points. This is pretty powerful. Okay, so Carmen would be done for this round because she has no more dice. So she has no more actions to perform. I still have 4 dice. What I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to put my 2 1s up here. Now, what that's going to allow me to do is I get to move 1 space. However, because I was the second person to place there, I have to pay extra depending on the lowest value die that I place. In this case, just 1. So I have to pay 3 plus 1, 4 coins, and then I'm going to be allowed to take 1 movement. So there's my 4 coins, and now I get 1 movement point. And I am going to move from there. If you could put me on Moscow. That means I am the first person in Moscow, and I'm going to get this token, which means for 1 time, I get 3 camels. So I'm going to take my camels, 1, 2, 3, and I treat you guys good. I rock you camels. And then I also place my little house on that spot. Now that spot's saying if I want to, I could place a die there, spin 2 camels, and I can move 1 spot. That is going to be very beneficial to me, big time, because she is really going to start rocking out these blue city spots, and I could use a blue city spot myself. So what I'm going to do is take one of my dice immediately and place it, I'm thinking, there, and take advantage of that. So it doesn't matter really the value of the die, it's just that you have to place a die there to perform the action.
Don't you have to wait until it's your turn again?
Well, it is my turn because you have no more dice.
Because I have no more dice.
Exactly. So it's always going to be my turn. But yes, if Carmen had dice, I would have to wait till it was my turn. So I'm going to spin the 2 camels and I'm going to move 1 spot. Now that doesn't mean that I get to ignore the penalty of these camels. So it's a total of 5 camels, and then I can move over to here. So let me spin my 5 camels right here. So that was a big fat mama camel, and there were 3, so that's a total of 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to place my little house here to show that I've made it to this spot. That's going to immediately give me 5 coins. So let's grab 5 coins and add it to what I already have. Now, I've only got 2 camels left, unfortunately, and I would like to try to do more stuff. I would have liked to have tried to hit the spices, but what I think I'm going to really try to focus on is to get me some more contracts at the moment. I like contracts that let me move, because I like to move it. I like to move it. Now, no, they don't slide yet. Because I put a 5 there, which means I can take 2 of them, all right? And I could take them from 1 to 5. And if I take the 5th one, then I will get a coin or a camel as well. I don't know if I really want that one, though. I kind of like this one here that could give me the black die. And it's not super impossible for me to try to fulfill. So I'm going to take both of those. Now all 3 of these would slide down to this spot here. That would end my turn, and in fact, it would end everything for me because I have no more dice and I don't have enough camels to take on any more black dice. Carmen's added dice, so that would end the round. So why don't we show you how we set up the next round. All right, so the first thing we can do is gather up our dice, take them back. Black dice will always go back up here because they're basically a generic die that anybody has access to as long as you spend the camels to get it or fulfill contracts. For instance, like once I fulfill this contract, it's going to give me a black die. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove all these old contracts. We're going to put them on the bottom of this stack here. And then we're going to put out 6 new contracts. And the reason is because this is kind of like a countdown clock because there's a total of 5 rounds. This will be the 2nd round, 3rd, 4th, 5th. At the end of the 5th round, the game is over. And then we'll see who has the most victory points. And there are some in-game tallies like with our cards and such like that. The next thing we're going to do is we take advantage of any one of these spots here because it is the beginning of the next round. So we could, if we wanted to, let's go ahead and roll our dice. And then we will set our dice up here. Now, if you do not get 15, you will get compensated with either camels or money. I've got 8, 19, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 exact figures, right? Now what we'll do is we get to take advantage of these blue spots here. For instance, I get 5 more coins. Carmen gets 3 victory points. And now this one here allows her to take advantage of any one of the city actions. So she can get a camel, 3 coins, 3 camels, 5 coins, 3 more victory points, or 2 resources of her choice. Great, powerful ability. She's really going to be rocking it now. I think that's that guy's strongest suit is they just head over here to Zion as fast as he can. Not only do you get this from Beijing and that ability, but you go to Zion and bam, now you're taking advantage of that.
You're first player, correct?
Yes, I will be first player, and the reason is because my dice were the top dice here on the travel action. So whoever's on the very top will always be the first player, and I get the little thingy here. So.
Well, I can't. Let's see. I'm going to need camels, I think, again. I don't know. I hate just taking camels. It just
well,
seems
consider
like kind of
this. If you're wanting to travel across this water spot, you don't have to pay camels, but you do have to have money. So this costs 15 money, and this costs 10 money to get over here to Sumatra or over here to Adana. So money can be a big issue as well.
I'll take a big camel.
She's taking camel, so she's probably going to backtrack, I'm thinking, up through here. So, all right, so I am first player, so let's get second round rolling. All right, so right off the bat, 4 is my highest value, which kind of stinks. But I'm going to put my highest value here, and I'm going to grab the 4 camels. So, and Carmen had told me off camera that was the spot she was wanting, so that actually made it even funnier.
Okay, well, I do need camels.
I do
need camels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dice and... Wait, this is not a free action, is it?
That make sure you get it on camera. That is not a free action.
This is not a free action.
But if you place here, the way that this works is because in a 2-player game it works different. That there's a NP die that's already placed here. So what you would do is place your 1 on top, and then you're going to get 5 coins minus the value of your die.
Right.
So in this case, you would get 4 coins.
So I'm going to get 4 coins.
But yes, that is an action.
And that is an action. But I'm going to need more than that, I think. Oh, I need a lot of money. How can I get a lot of money? Should have taken money instead of camels is what I should have done.
Well, if you come over here, let me show you. Like these areas here can get you a lot of money. If you go to Sumatra, for instance, you could turn in a camel and a gold and get 9 money. A camel and a fabric, and that would get you 8 money. So these are areas... These cards are how you're going to get your big money.
Right.
These over here, these actions, those are like desperation money moves, in my opinion.
Okay, well, I don't know. I gonna need camels, so I need money, I guess. So I'll take my 4 coins. And,
okay, and that gives
then you get 2. That
gives me 2.
That is ridiculous.
I thought it was great.
this was probably the worst choice I could have made
my
action.
You could have made worse choices than that. Okay, and next I'm going to take my next 4, and I'm going to place it right here. And that will now give me 3 bags of pepper. And let's see, this might be enough. So that's 3 bags of pepper. I need 2 camels, a gold, and 2 bags of pepper. Yep, I got that. So let's do 2 bags of pepper, a gold, and 2 little camels. We'll place them up here. Okay, and now that's going to allow me to move 1 spot and give me 4 victory points. Can you move me up 4 victory points, please? I counted them down. Thank you. And I can move 1 spot. I am going to move from here over to here, and that will cost me 2 more camels. That's also going to give me a contract as well. So first, we'll take the 2 camels, and we'll pay those. That will give me a contract.
Contracts give you money.
Well, yeah, contracts can give you money, and that's a one-time thing. And what I do is I just draw it right off the top here, and then I add it to my player board, just like that. And I also need to put a little house up here. And this little spot's saying that if I place a die here, I could spend 2 money and get a resource of my choice.
Okay, I seem to be low on camels, and this spot is still open, so I think I'm just going to grab that. And I'm going to use my 4, because if I use my 4, then Tim's got to put a 5 in order to use that. A 4 or a 5, and he doesn't have either one of those, so...
But I did get a camel for you placing there. Thank you.
Oh, sheesh. I don't like your guy. Okay, so I get a good of my choice and 2 camels, and looking down here, think I will take a pepper bag and 2 camels.
And I got 2 camels. I got it.
Thank you.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to pay 2 camels, and let me show you right here. It says adjust the die result by 1. Return 2 camels to the supply and adjust 1 die value up or down by 1. Okay, so I'm going to pay 2 camels, and I'm going to adjust this into a 3, and that's a free thing you can do on your. It's not your actual official action. So what I'm going to do now for my official action is travel. And I need to travel 3 spaces. So I need to pay 12 coins. All right. Well, I got that. 10, 11, 12. Now, the problem is I don't have enough camels. I want to get to Beijing. So I can't go down this way. I'm going to have to go up this way, which if you notice right here, it's going to cost me 5 additional coins to make that across the water. So 5 more coins. I just happen to have exactly what I needed. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I am in Beijing now. Look at me. I'm rocking out the Beijing. And so I placed my little house there, and that would be the end of my turn.
I'm kind of holding out to do what I really want to do until my next turn, because
So, tell me what you want. What you
see
really,
where
really
I'm
want.
at. It's going to require a lot of camels to get there, and
So
that
you're
would be
looking to try to. That's
that would be
4.
2, and then I would get a free move once I get
Yeah.
there. So then I would get
Get over
to here.
Which would so you need 7 total
I
camels.
need 7 camels, and it would be, and I would move twice.
So you're just 1 camel short then right now.
Am
You got a
I?
big
I'm
fat
1
mama
camel. I'm 1 camel short right now. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking I should just wait and not do that
look
yet.
up here. I mean, if you go into the market, you could do something like this where you can get like a camel. You know, these can be
yeah.
camels as well.
True, that would give me a camel, but that requires 2 dice, and then I would have to spin camels in order to get a black die, and so then it wouldn't work. See what I'm saying?
No.
It requires 2 dice,
You got 3.
and then traveling requires 2 dice.
Yes.
So I would not be able to do that and travel.
Yeah, I still think you can do it because look up here. This is where you're going to end, and that gives you 3 camels immediately, and then that gives you your second black die, or your black die that you need for travel. Okay. No, you got to travel first. Sorry.
I have to travel in order to get to there. So that's not going to work. But I do have 2 6s, which is a pretty good deal, so I should use them. So I'll just put them over here. And I'm wondering if I should take the coin and the camel, or if I should just take the 4 silk.
Well, you need the camels, yeah. You need the camel more than the silk at the moment.
So I will take 3 silk, a camel, and a coin.
And then I'll just take, I guess, a silk.
And Tim always gets stuff when I get stuff.
I
It's just
do
not
get stuff
fair.
when you get stuff. I love it when
Hey,
you go
there's
to
a
the
bunch of
market.
fat camels up there.
Big fat mama camels.
They count as 3 because they're just that special. All right.
You know what? I hope you don't mind, but I do not want this.
Are you allowed to do that?
Well, yeah, I get any one type of resource that you took, and I would much rather take a second camel, and I'll show you exactly why. I forgot about this little spot right here, which can allow me to travel, but I got to spend 2 camels to be able to do that, which that gave me my second camel, so thank you. And I want to travel from Beijing down to Zion, where you're at, which means I want to put another little house here, which means I also now can start taking advantage of this tile, which allows me to basically grab any one of the other blue abilities. And I think in this case, just like you, I want those 3 camels. I mean, this is...
Camels they do everything.
They do everything.
They do. All right, I have 1 dice left with a value of 1, and my first instinct is, I'll just put it over here and get 3 coins. But no.
I'll just put it over here.
That's my first instinct. But I think I'm going to put it down here and get this contract, because I'm kind of close to being able to fulfill this one right here.
It's a good one.
So I'm going to get camels when I fulfill it, and 7 points is a pretty good deal. All right.
And then I'm done, and then you're done, because both of us are out of dice. Unless you wanted to spend 3 camels to get a black die.
No.
Right now. And I don't either.
I don't want to spend no camels.
So we're going to go to end a round and setting up the next round. All right, so we're going to gather up our dice. And I was the only person who traveled, so I'm assuming that means I go first. Because
so you were the last person to travel.
Yeah, because I was the last person to travel. So we take away all these contracts. We're going to put them on the bottom of this stack, and then we're going to put the 6 new ones out. And then each of us are also going to take advantage of our spots, our city spots that give us our beginning of round abilities. So both of us are here, so we could take advantage of any of them. Now, I'm also here, which gives me 5 coins. And then, oh man.
I get my 3 points from this one.
Yeah, and then you also get... I think for this one, I'm going to take 2 types of resources from like this spot here.
That's nice.
Because that could help me fulfill a contract. So I'm going to take a gold and I'm going to take a fabric and put them on my player board. And then there was one other thing I was just thinking.
I think I should probably do that too, because I'm going to need a gold to fulfill this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm so low on money. It just
Yeah,
worries
money's
me.
a big deal. It really is. And if you could cross right to here to Sumatra, that'd be a big deal because that helps you get a lot of money.
I'm gonna take the 5 coins. I'm gonna need them for
Okay,
traveling.
so the 5 coins. So I believe that sets us all up for the next round. So I am first player, so I'll begin. All right, so we rolled our dice off camera, and I rolled lousy. If you don't roll 15, then you get compensated in either camels or coins. So I rolled 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so I can get either 4 camels or 4 coins or a combination of the two. I am going to definitely take 1 camel. I know that for a fact. And probably could even use a second camel. Yeah, I'm not going to... Yeah, you know what? I think I will. I will just take absolutely all camels at the moment. I'm kind of camel crazy.
4 camels, huh?
Yeah, it's probably camel overkill. But oh well, I don't want to sit here and think too much on the situation. So right off the bat, I'm going to spend 4, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to get even more camels. So that's going to be 4 more camels. So that is going to allow me, though, I do have enough to be able to complete this contract. So that's going to cost 3 camels, a gold, a bag of pepper, and a fabric. So I've got those 3 resources here. So we'll go plop, plop, fizz, fizz. And we'll put our 3 camels, which we'll put the big fat mama camel back. Why are they always big fat mama camels? That is going to give me a black die and also 5 victory points.
You're the one who calls them that.
Well, I do call him that. You're absolutely right. Where am I? All right, so 5 points. I am on 5, so that'll put me at 10. No, that's all right. And then I roll this die immediately, which is a 5er.
Sweet.
And then I get to add that up to here.
Okay, well, I really need to do something other than travel, but I just can't get my mind wrapped around that. I need to do my travel action and get it done. You know what I mean?
I can't get my mind.
Yeah, because I just don't see the market benefiting me that much right now because I already have all this stuff.
Well, so. and you're giving me stuff every time you go to the market too. So
yeah, that's not very nice.
And it's helping me complete contracts. And look, I'm 3 contracts ahead of you.
You're 3 contracts ahead of me. Really, I've got everything I need for these contracts, though. That's the thing.
Oh.
I'm missing 1 gold. Huh. So I mean, I could go for gold.
Well,
I
suppose.
Just go
here for gold though, if you didn't want to, go to the market.
True, I could get 1 gold by going here, and then that would give me 2 camels, and then that would give you something.
It'll give me 1 camel. That's it.
So what kind of dice should I use for that? I don't know. Why don't I use this just so that he can't use that spot? I don't know.
Okay.
There, that
so
works.
That'll give me 1 camel, and then you get 2 camels, and then you can get your
gold.
I got your 2 camels and your gold right here.
Thank you. And that will allow me to fulfill my contracts, but I'm kind of afraid to do that yet because I want to get my traveling done first, so I think I'm just going to hold on and do that first.
All right, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is take, and this is a free action, just so you know. So I'm going to place right here on the purse, and I'm going to get 3 coins for doing that. I'm going to put my 3 coins down here. That's going to allow me now to do the travel that I want to do. So this will be my official action. So I want to travel 2 spots. That's going to cost me 7 money, which I have right here. And now I'm going to travel from Zayan, and I'm going to go 1, 2, down here to where she's at in Coochie Land. That will cost me 4 camels, so I do have that. So let's put those over there in the supply. And let's take a little housey house, and we'll put it there. And now I am going to get the benefit, which would be 3 victory points as well. So 1, 2, 3. About time I start getting that like you'd have been.
All right. It's finally my time to shine. I'm going to travel. And I'll be the last one to travel so I can be first next time. That'll be cool. Oh, wait. I'm going to have to pay more money.
You'll have to pay a total of 4 to move 1 spot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to move 1 spot. I want to move 2 spots. What was I thinking?
I don't know. So you got to put your 3 in your 4.
I need to put these die.
So now you're going to have to, you want to move 2 spots, 10 coins is what you're going to have to pay.
10 coins?
Yeah, because it's the lowest value plus the actual travel expense.
That's all my money.
Yeah, but you've got it.
Yeah, okay.
You're fine.
Yeah, at least I was able to do it, right? Or I would have been really upset. Okay, so here's my little guy.
So you want to move right, and then that'll cost you 4 camels. And then you're going to go right to here.
And then I'm going to go there.
So first spin your 4 camels.
No.
And then I'm going to take...
This is 3 camels.
I'm going to take your little house and put it on this spot as well.
All
All right. Now, the ability of this, she gets to get 1 free movement.
Yes.
And I'd imagine you're moving up there,
I
right?
am moving.
So
right
that I will
over
get
here.
your... Yep.
I have to pay 3 more camels, which Tim is taking
I got
right
that,
now.
and then there's your 3 camels that you paid,
And
but you're
look,
going to get them right back.
I get them right back.
Exactly. So I put them right back on your
Look
player
at my
board.
camels. They're so happy. We get to stay home.
All right. I'm going to be real quick here. I'm going to place another die over here, and that'll give me 3 coins. And then I'm going to place my last die right here.
No.
Which is going to give me 2 coins and 3 bags.
I just decided
pepper.
that's what I was going to do next time.
Yeah, you can still do it if you want
No, I
to.
can't.
Yes, you can. You can
I don't
go
have the
ahead.
money.
Ha ha ha.
I would have to pay money.
Ha ha.
Well, first, I need to fulfill these contracts because I just kind of forgot to do that last time. So that's 2 camels, a pepper, and a silk, which I have right here. Pepper and a silk, 2 camels. So I will pay that to the supply. And that's going to give me 5 victory points and a new contract. And then this is going to go over here. I'll get my new contract. See what it is.
How many points did that give you?
5. Ooh, this one's nice. It gives me a
put you
black
at
die.
14.
Okay, so now, let's see what I got. I still have 1 camel and 4 gold that I can turn in. So,
Okay.
here we go.
And 1
And
camel
1
as
camel.
well?
Yeah, take my camel
Okay.
for me. Thank you.
Take my camel.
And that's going to give me 7 victory points and 3 camels.
All right. Put you at 21 points. Good job.
And 3 camels.
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah. I'll give you a big fat mama camel.
Big fat mama camel. All right.
And then
So
you
now I
still
still
got your
have
dice?
my action to take. Let's see. I have 5 camels, 2 bags of silk.
And a partridge and
Look
a
at that.
pear
I'm so
tree.
close to doing that. But
There
I
you
only have 1 coin.
Yep.
No. All right. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it right there on top of Tim's. And that's going to allow me to take 1 bag. And I'm going to have to pay a coin because I'm the second person there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to pay 1. No, it's because of the value of your die, which is a 1. So.
Exactly. Because
Right.
I'm the second person there,
Exactly.
I have to pay 1 coin. But if I had if I was
6
taking
there.
if I was taking this action, then I would have to pay 2 coins.
Right.
Okay.
Depends on the value of your die.
All right, and that is 1 bag of pepper. Yay!
All right, you're still your turn because I'm done. I don't have any more
Oh,
dice.
all right. So the reason I took the bag of pepper was so that I could place my last die right over here.
And turn in a camel and a bag of pepper to get 7 money.
7 money.
Yep, there you go. Good idea.
All right.
And then there's your 7 money for you. And then that ends everything for you, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the end of the round set. All right, so we collect our dice back up. Give me those. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, Carmen is at 21 points. I am at 13, so both of us are going to get this benefit. 1, 2, 3. And we got a thunderstorm rolling in, so you guys might be hearing some thunder, clatter, ratter, flatter. Now, you get your choice of any one of these. I will get 5 coins. And I think, man, I want 2 resources of my choice. I'm going to take 2 gold.
That's a tough choice for me because I need to be able to travel. I've got enough time to travel, I think. So we didn't roll our dice.
No,
right?
we'll do that in a minute. These go away.
7 coins. And if I travel twice, that's going to be all of my coins. Ugh. Maybe I should take more coins. What would I need more for? Yeah.
For traveling here mainly.
5 coins or 2 resources or 3 more points. I can just take 3 points twice. Could I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That one gives you a camel and 3 coins.
Yeah, it does. 1 camel, 3 coins. You're right. I'm going to roll my
I'm going to take the
dice.
5 coins.
All right. So then go ahead and get your dice rolled, and you will be first player this round.
All right. And I only rolled 11, so I'm going to be able to get 4 of camels or coins, and I think I'm going to go camels this time because I just got a bunch
I rolled
of coins.
15 exact, so.
Okay. So there's my extra camels. And I am first player.
Yes, you are.
And oh, we left a black die over here, don't we?
You left a black die. That's your side of the board.
I kind of need that to fulfill this contract right here, so I think I might just go there immediately.
Go where?
Oh, right here. See?
Sure. That spot there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the pepper. I pointed to it for the audience. I just didn't point to it for you. So I will take my 3 and I'll stick it right
so
there.
You're going to get 1 money and
1 money
2
and
bags?
2 bags of pepper.
I get a bag of pepper too. Thank you. Because I'm a pepper. You're a pepper.
I really don't like your character.
So you're going to fulfill that contract then?
So that fulfills this contract. 2 camels.
Put you at 29 points. And you get a black die, which you roll.
This in. 2 camels. And a black die. Come on. Come on, big money, big money. A 3. And I just made my little houses go all over the place. Look at that. And now I have fulfilled 3 contracts.
That's where I'm at. All right, so I'm thinking what I'll do is, right off the bat, is I'm going to take one of these 4s. I'm going to place it up here in the purse and get 3 coins. So let's grab that money real quick, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So there's my 3 money. Next, I'm going to take the travel action. So I'm going to place these 2 here. I'm going to only be able to move 1 spot, so that's going to cost me 3 money to do that. Well, that was the 3 coins I just got. But I want to travel from here over to Sumatra. So that's going to cost me 10 coins to be able to do that. Well, I happen to have that as well. So we're going to, come sail away, come sail away. This is the song of Marco Polo. Come sail away with me. And that's going to get me 2 bags of fabric or silk, whatever you want to call it. So let's get those on my player board. And that will now give me enough to be able to complete this as well. So that'll be 2 gold and 1 bag of, or whatever, 1 bundle of fabric. That's going to give me 6 points and a black die. So let's see, 6 points. I am on 16, so that'll put me at 22. And I get a black die, and I roll that. And I got a 5er, not too shabby. And I also placed my little house here. Now I'm getting awfully close. Look, if I can get 2 more houses placed, I'm going to get 15 extra bonus points at the end of the game. That's going to be a little tough, but we'll see what happens.
If I fulfill both of these cards, that's going to be a lot of points, and I think that's really my best bet in getting points. So I'm going to go ahead and travel, and I'm going to use these 2 dice over here.
So that you're going to take the 3 action, which would be then she pays 12 coins plus the lowest value, so a total of 15 coins.
15 coins, which I don't have. So I'm going to have to take one of these dice and put over here on this coin bag to get the 3 coins that I need. And then I pay 12 in addition to
Technically, she should have placed on the bag first, just so you know.
3.
But that'll now allow you to move 3 spaces.
All right, so here we go. There's 1, and I have to pay my 3 camels, which is 1 big fat camel. And 2.
Why are you paying? Oh, to move from here to here. Yes. I'm sorry.
And then 3.
Very good. You get 2 gold for that.
And I get 2 gold for going there, which
and place your little house.
I have nothing to do with the gold at the moment, but
there you go.
There we go. And that is the end of my turn, and you can see how far I've traveled.
So I'm going to take one of my 4s, and I'm going to place it right down here, which is going to allow me to take a resource of my choice and also 2 camels. I want a gold and 2 camels. So put those on my board, and that would be my action.
Well, here's the thing. I have 3 contracts fulfilled, and Tim has 4. That is a 14-point swing, isn't it? That is kind of big.
Well, they don't know. At the end of the game, whoever has the most contracts fulfilled gets 7 victory
Gets 7
points.
Yeah.
But you've also beat me to Beijing, which means you've got a 3-point advantage.
Right. And then if you look over here, if I make it to this place right here, that's going to be 7 points for me, because it's going to be 4 and then 7. So I kind of want to make it. But look at how many camels it's going to take.
That's 6
1,
camels.
2, 6. No.
That's 8 camels.
8
total.
camels in order to make it over there.
To Lanzhou.
So I think I really need camels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my free actions and return 1 camel to the supply and re-roll 1 die. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble with my camel. We're going to re-roll this die and see what happens.
Big money, big camel, big camel.
Big money.
And a 4. Is that good?
I'm going to place this 4 right here.
And get 4 camels.
And look, now I get 4 camels.
That was a 3 camel return, man.
Exactly.
There you go.
Gambling pays off,
And
children.
then I get a camel for
This
that
is
too.
the lesson
My
learned.
gambling pays off.
Oh, well, but then he gets a camel every time I get one. That's not fair.
Not sure why it's not fair. I'm going to place my 5 right here, and I'm going to turn in a camel and a gold to get 9 money. So pretty simple for me. Gold, camel, and then I'll take 10 money and turn in a 1.
Well, I have 1 die left. I think I'm kind of out of things to do. So I'm going to place this die right over here. And that is going to give me 4 money. And it's going to give Tim 2 money. Ugh,
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Thanks.
that just stinks so much. All right, so I'm going to take this money and I will put this one back. And that's my turn.
All right, so I'm going to take my last die, and I'm going to place it up here. I'm going to pay 2 camels and be able to get a move action. So 2 camels. And seems kind of funny that I just came from there, but I am going to travel back across. So I paid the 10 money right there to travel back over. I like Coochieville. What can I say? I'm out of dice. She's out of dice, so that would end the round. So we're going to set up for the very last round. All right, so we'll take advantage of our little spaces. So I get 5 money for that one. We both get 3 victory points. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We both get to select one of these blue ones that we would like to take advantage of as well. You got an idea of which one you want to do?
Let's see. I'm going to need to travel. I'm going to need money for that.
I think I'm taking
I will take the money.
I'm going to take the 3 camels, personally. And you were the last person to travel, I believe, wasn't you? Let's take these contracts out.
Yes, I was the last person to travel.
And then...
Now I'm thinking now if I don't take this money, I could do this action instead.
Decisions. Okay.
That would only give me 2 more money, but that's exactly what I need. So
and we're going to roll the dice as well. And I got 6, 10, 16 on my value. And Carmen's still trying to figure out what she's going to take, I think.
I will roll my dice.
And then you did take your 3 camels for you, right?
I did not.
Oh, well, good thing I reminded you, huh? There you go. You got your camel lord over there.
Look at all my camels.
All right, so you're first player.
I am sitting on a plethora of camels. See how many?
You do have a lot of camels.
I've got 9 camels. Oh, wow. I need 8 camels to do what I want to do over here. That's the problem. Wow.
Better grab the camel spot then.
Unbelievable. Shoot. I was really wanting to do that right there.
Take that.
Yeah, but then I'm going to need more camels.
Yep, you need more camels to fulfill that as well.
Let's see, the camel spot. I know he's going to take that. If I take the camel spot, and then he's probably going to take the silk spot, you know,
I think you're just psyching yourself out, dear.
I don't know. Well, I would like to do more than just travel, so I think I'll give it a shot, I guess.
Go for it. It's your last round for it.
I'm going to need these 2 for traveling. So I've got this one I could use for
hopes.
Camels, I guess.
Get 5 camels.
5 camels.
5. I got you your 5, then I get 1.
All right.
I love when she thinks she knows what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these 2, place them right there, and I'm going to take the travel action. I want to travel 2 spaces. So that's going to cost 7, which I happen to have exactly the right amount of. And I'm going to travel here, then to here, and then that cost me 4 camels as well. So let's spend my 4 camels. And I also put a little house. Bam! I'm going to get 5 victory points at the end of the game. So I'm going to put that little marker there.
Yeah, I really, my main goal is to make it all the way over there and get my points from my cards. But this is a really good contract to have, so I think I'm going to go ahead and grab that. So all I need is a 1 for that. It's not really a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that contract, and that will be my action.
And for me, I'm just going to take my 1 value die, place it up here. I'm going to spend 2 camels, and that's going to allow me to travel. Oops! Can't quite do that yet. Sorry, let me pull that back. I miscalculated something. Had a lot of time to think about it too. That's the saddest part. We will take this 1 value, place it over here instead. And we'll take our 2 camels. And then we also want a resource that I'm going to think about while I'm off camera.
Well, in order to travel, I am going to need money. So I'm going to place this die up here, right there, spend my pepper and my camel, and get 7 coins.
All right, so now I'm going to take this one and place it up there, and I'm going to spend 2 camels, and I'll be able to move 1 spot. The spot I want to move is going to require me 3 more camels, so spin that. But look, I got all my houses on!
Oh,
and I
sweet.
traveled all the way up to here, which is going to immediately give me 3 more camels, so I will take those. Now, oh, I'll take Big Fat Mama Camel.
Now it is time for a travel action. So I'm going to place these right over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to pay...
15 total.
Well, actually, I'm moving 2.
Okay, so it'd be 7, 8, 9, 10 total.
10 total coins, which I have right here.
And you're moving 2 spaces.
I am moving 2 spaces.
So that would cost you 5 total, or 6 total camels.
6 camels. And now I get 2 resources of my choice.
Uh-huh. What are you going to take?
So let me spend my 6 camels. It's 1 fat one and 3 small ones. And I am going to take 2 silks because...
That completes that, right?
Now I complete this. 2
7
silks,
more points.
2 camels.
39. Mm-hmm.
And 2 gold.
I got that. You just,
All right.
I already took care of all that.
This goes over here. Now I get a free travel action. So...
That'll move you to your next spot.
That'll move me. And I have to spend 2 camels for that.
Which you got.
I still have 2 camels, yay.
And that's also going to give you a black die.
And that gives me a black die.
So, and roll that.
This was a
You get
sweet
5.
turn.
Yeah, it was. Very good.
And I still have 3 camels, so I could get 2 die if I wanted.
And I don't have any money. I would have liked to have gotten a contract. I'm going to go on this spot here. Basically, I can utilize this for each one of my fulfilled contracts. I can get a victory point, up to 6 of them. I have 4 total of them here, so it'll just be worth 4 victory points. So that'll put me at 29. And that will be it for me. You know, I don't know. This guy's not going to do me. He's not worth any victory points, so I'm just going to spend him and get a black die for no other reason than just to possibly... think maybe I have other options.
Really like to fulfill another contract or replace this. This is my last.
Yeah.
But I can't. If you see where I am on the board, I would have to travel twice to get anywhere. So that's not going to work. And there's only one way that I could possibly move, and that would be if I hit that spot or if I fulfilled, you know, like this contract. So that's not going to happen. I'm going to spin my 3 camels. I think. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm going to spin this die.
Yeah.
And I'm going to place it right here. That'll give me 2 camels and a gold, which actually, I could have spent my camels. I think I'll go ahead and do that. So it's a gold and 2 camels, which I'm going to leave in there. I'll spin 1 more, and I'll grab a black die. We'll see what I get. 5.
All right, and I'm just going to take my die and place it right here and just get 2 bags and a coin, which basically it's...
You could use your camels and gamble with it. Reroll it.
That's not a bad idea now that I think about it, so might as well try, right? So, let's see.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll do it again.
I don't think you're allowed to do it again. All right, I have 1 die left. Tim's going to double check, see if I was wrong about that. Yeah. And we'll put that there. I will spin a camel and a gold and get 4 points. So, camel, gold. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it says once.
That is hard to do. Yeah, I was correct. You're only allowed to re-roll 1
So that's it, right?
turn. That's it.
Okay, so we're both out of dice. We're going to go to in-game scoring and wrap this up. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to score victory points based upon our gold cards, all right? And the way this works is if we connected those 2 locations, we're going to get the victory points listed here, and then we have 2 of them, so we could get up to 10 bonus points as well. Carmen, how did you do?
I went to all of my locations.
So you get 18 more points, so 18, and I got all mine as well. And I get I'm sorry. Yeah, you get 18, and then I get 8,
10,
19,
18.
12.
Got it.
I got 22 points for mine.
That was more points than what I what I thought.
So 20 would be 49, and then 1, 2. All right. And then you got all yours?
Mm.
I was about to say, I didn't think you finished up.
Whee! All right.
Are you on 11?
I'm
right?
on 11.
Okay. Next, I will get 7 points, and Carmen will get 10 for Beijing, because she was the first one there, and I was the second one there. So that'll put her at 21, and I am at 108. Next, whoever had the most contracts finished gets 7 bonus. We both had 4, so we both get 7 points, I believe. I couldn't figure out.
Or neither of us, or whatever. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter in a 2-player. I guess.
looked in the rule book, and it said like if there's a tie, the person with the most camels. But I didn't know if that meant for like the end of the game, or if it even was for contracts. And that's the only reason I split my camels, which technically both of us would have had 1 left anyways.
Oh yeah, because you right.
Right, but I probably would have still held on to my second one. But I don't know if that works for breaking the rule. The tie on contracts. It doesn't say. Next, we could trade in goods. Basically, for every 2 goods, you get 1 victory point as long as you made it to Beijing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 more points for me. So that puts me 119 to 128, and that would be the end of the game. Oh, one last thing. Totally forgot. We also score victory points on each of our player boards. If you place all your houses, you're going to get 15 bonus. If you get to this spot here, then you get 5. Carmen should get 5 more victory points. And I would get 15. So that would put me at here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, no! Wow.
A 1-point victory.
Look
wow.
at that.
Yeah, I thought you had clobbered
That
me.
is a huge difference. Wow.
Yeah, it sure is. So let's get into our final thoughts of what do you think of Marco Polo? That was a close game.
That was a very close game.
I can't believe we forgot to score the victory points. And I'm not sure. I think you're actually supposed to do that immediately as soon as you place the house, and that's probably why I forgot.
Right, because it's not listed at the end game.
No. And I was trying to go down through each one of the things in the rule book as we were on camera, just to make sure we covered them all. And that's not listed as one of the in-game scoring criteria. So I think you're supposed to score that immediately after you place that house.
And that would have made a difference. I mean, I would have known that I wasn't that far ahead if we would have done it immediately.
So as you can tell, I mean, it's a pretty cool game. I mean, each character has each character has some really cool, unique abilities. I think my character is probably a little bit better in some cases simply because it's not costing me anything. I'm not sacrificing anything for my ability to kick in. And my ability kicks in for the entire game versus some of these other ones where you've got some guys that don't even have to roll the dice. They just determine their own value. You have some that don't have to pay coins if they, stack on top of other players. Those are all still requiring an action or you're not really gaining.
I think maybe it depends on how many players you've got, too. With the one that, I think it's probably more beneficial to not pay coins if you've got more players.
Well, and that's possibly, that might be possibly the case. But, I mean, still a 1-point game. I mean, we can't be that grossly, out of balance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really not that good at this game. That's the most I've scored in this game. It was, we didn't score 100 and something. It was actually, 70. Actually, I was 80-40 or 83. That's what the final score was. Because it's a 50 point.
It's a 50-point track. You're right.
And that's the most I've ever scored in this game. So, obviously, I did a little bit better. That's the first time I've ever placed all my huts, too.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I was 1 away from placing all my huts, and then I would have won. If I just could have traveled 1 more time. Well, actually, I had to travel 2 more times in order to do it. That's why I couldn't do it. There was no way for me to do that. Right.
That's where you starting in Beijing was almost a detriment to you because that one...
Because it's difficult to travel from there.
Not just that. That one city away from the starting position gave you that movement point with the 2 camels.
Oh, yeah.
And I utilized that quite a bit throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
And that really helped me out a lot where you never had that.
One turn where I waited and I didn't travel at all that turn. There you go. Yeah. That cost me the game. I should have at least traveled once that turn.
Yeah, and I think it's very important in this game that you travel at least 1 time every round.
Yeah.
And if you're not traveling at least once, you're kind of probably be left behind. And yeah, you could have probably potentially placed your last hut, which would have been 10 points.
The way my plan worked was I was traveling 3 times in 1 turn, and I'm not really sure if I would have still done that, if I had traveled once the turn before,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to go back and really determine
Yeah.
exactly how that affected you.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But ultimately, what do you think of the game?
Ultimately, I think it's pretty fun. I think the components are really nice.
You just like the camels.
The board, I like the little
She likes the
camels. I like the little camels. The gold is kind of strange. It's hard to pick up off the table. To tell you the truth.
Just
The board is hard to look at
and navigate.
It's just kind of too busy. The symbols are small. I don't know what it is, but it's difficult.
I don't know if it's that the symbols are too small, but it's the tracks, the roads between the cities. It's like they don't stand out enough, and sometimes I'm looking at the board. I'm like, oh, those two are connected. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't even see that.
The board is so busy.
Yeah.
And early on in the game, I didn't notice that there were two ways to get to a city. I was thinking there was only one. So I think the path not standing out is what affected that.
But ultimately, you like the game.
Ultimately, I do like the game. It reminds me of a lot in the traveling in Village, because the way you pay certain things in order to travel. Lewis and Clark, just because it's basically you're traveling. I don't know. It doesn't really remind me of that one a whole lot. Istanbul. It reminds me of that one a bit because of all the, you're wheeling and dealing with all the goods and everything. I think I prefer Istanbul, if I want to give my opinion, right out there.
I don't know if I would probably compare it to Istanbul, to be honest. I don't think they're in the same class.
They are quite a bit different.
This is a much heavier game than that.
That's why I prefer Istanbul. There you go. This one's more thinky.
This one is a thinky
Carmen
game.
don't like the thinky.
Thinky make Carmen head hurt. And ultimately, I do like the game. I'm shocked I did well and actually won. It's the first time I've actually won. It's the first time I've scored as many points as I did. I think the most I've ever scored before this was like 60-something. I mean, it's a good game. Ultimately, it is a really good game. And I think Eurogamers are really going to appreciate it. It gives you a lot of variability on traveling or trying to go for the contracts. A lot of different ways that you can try to look at to score.
You kind of have to choose one. But then, like towards the end of the game, I was thinking, okay, I've got my traveling done. What else am I going to do? I needed another contract at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it too. Is that you have to weigh the balances. How do you spend the resources? Or your dice? Do you use them to try to get more contracts? Do you try to get it to more resources? And of course, every time you went to the market, you're giving me stuff, so you had to be careful there. So
I'm going to be real picky again, because I don't like just saying I like the game. I mean, I do enjoy playing the game. You really get into it. But if there was another complaint I had, it is the fact that you're rolling dice. I mean, if it's a Euro game, I would just prefer it to be a Euro game and not roll dice.
I totally disagree with that 100%, because if not for the rolling, it would go down in my book. If not for the dice. Because then it's just more of a straight up nothing but Euro. And that bores the crap out of me.
Well, I'm the one who gambled with my camel, though. What am I saying?
Gambling with that camel. It paid off, right?
It paid off.
I think it's a good game. I think it's a lot of fun. And like I said, I think Euro players will enjoy this one quite a bit. There's a lot of variability, like I said, with the contracts. And plus, not to mention with the different characters that you could possibly play as. And also the different city cards. What we played with the city cards, just show you real quick. There's a bazillion more of those, and there's all kinds of different city abilities that could come into.
Tons of variety.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety.
You're not gonna get sick of it because of
No, and I think if you like the game, you're gonna be able to keep playing it based upon just changing out the city cards and stuff like that. Kind of like what you're saying with Istanbul. The game can change based upon where the tiles are placed. This can change based upon what's available in the city.
I want to revisit the dice because it does give you more to think about. I mean, it's you have to.
I think without the dice, it's a boring game. Personally.
Right.
With the dice, it adds that little bit of excitement.
You have to choose. It's not necessarily exciting because you're rolling dice, but you have a lot more to choose. Where am I going to use the highest dice, and I better take this before somebody else does, because then I'm going to have to pay extra coins based on my dice.
This game feels like, to me, because of the dice and stuff like that, a streamlined version of a Feld game, where it's not super point salady, but yet it does have a lot of variety to it.
It does.
I hope
Remind me of
that
a
makes
felt
sense.
game.
So.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. We both like the game. I think you should check it out. Hopefully this live play, plus our opinion, maybe would convince you. But definitely, as we always say, try before you buy, no matter what. And check out our other live plays. We've got a ton of them out there. And as usual,
Thanks for watching.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.